it's Mrs. Guimaraes. So I wanted to give some help for the Greenbelt song, It's Raining. A lot of you have gotten through your white belt, your yellow belt, and your orange belt, which uses the notes B, A, and G and are pretty simple. It's Raining is a little bit trickier, so I wanted to show you some tricks to help you get through it. As I do this, you can do all of the things that I'm doing with me. So hopefully you have your music. I'm going to put mine down so I can see it. So the first thing I want to look at in It's Raining is the rhythm. The rhythm is not the same from line to line. So I'm going to start with the first line, and we're going to clap and say the rhythm on our ta syllables together. You may hear my dog barking in the back, so if she barks, I'm just going to keep going. Hopefully she doesn't bark. So 1, 2, 3. Ta, 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 ta. So that was the first line. Let's look at the second line now. This is the trickier line. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, 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 ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. So that's the rhythm part. So we're gonna just start with that. So see now if you can take a moment to play or to clap through the whole rhythm of It's Raining. Look at the rhythm. The next thing we're going to do is look at the notes. Now you'll notice in It's Raining there is a new note, which is the note E. So it's that first line on our treble clef. So what we're going to do first is practice saying the notes, but what I want you to do before we do that is to play that low E. So I've got my recorder with my left hand on top. I know it's backwards in the video. I've got my thumb on the back covering the holes, 1, 2, 3. Then I use my finger chart to show me that I need also 1 and 2. So this is what your E is going to look like. When I play it, it should sound like that. Now, you may get this note, which is just the octave higher. If you're getting that note, it means that you're blowing too hard. Remember rule number 2, which is blow softly, no squawking. So you really have to use gentle air to get that low E to speak. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to say my note names with my fingers together, okay? Now, if this is too tricky for you, you could take it a step back and just say the note names without the fingers. Just for the sake of time in this video, I'm gonna do them together, okay? So, got my fingers here, and I'm gonna say my note names. Now, pay attention to this because it does start on what's called a pickup note. So you'll see that the first measure only has 1 beat in it. So when I count you in, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and we'll come in on beat 4 together. 1, 2, 3. G, G, E, A, G, E, E, G, E, A, G, E. So that was the first line. We're going to take a pause here, and then we're going to go to the second line. 1, 2, here we go. G, G, E, E, A, G, G, E, E, A, G, 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 E, E, A, G, E. So obviously the second line is a lot trickier, so you're going to want to spend some time with that. You can do it one measure at a time, or you can try one measure and then the next measure and put them together. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. But what I want you to do right now is pause the video and try to do that with the whole song, saying the notes and using your fingers. Then after you do that, you put it all together. Now I'm not going to break down the whole thing like I would do it, but I am going to show you what I mean by playing one measure at a time. So for the sake of time, I'm going to go to the second line where it says went to bed and he bumped his head on the second line. I'm going to start with just the first measure. So I'm going to play the first measure only and stop after that. Do not go on after the first measure. Okay, let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is play the second measure, which is bumped his head and he. Again, one measure and stop. Okay, 1, 2, here we go. And actually, if you look at those two measures, you'll see that they are exactly the same. So what we're going to do now is put those two measures together. So I'm starting at the part that it says went to bed, which is the start of the second line. We're going to do two measures only. Okay, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so then I would add the next measure, which is couldn't get up in the. Then I would go back and I would do those three together, and then I would finally play the last measure. Okay, so what we're gonna do now to wrap it up is we're gonna play the whole song, It's Raining, together. If you need to pause the video here, pause it and do that one measure at a time, or you can try and play along with me. Okay, so remember we start with a pickup, so I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully that gives you some ideas to practice. If you need to go back and do this video again with me, don't be afraid to break it down into steps. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, send me a message on eClass, or come in and see me. So happy practicing, guys.